Shorty.
I'm Dominique Janelle.
I'm Kyree Terrell, man. Welcome to Flix
Flex.
We in the building, man. I am Kyree Terrell. I am the owner, proprietor of Focus Studios. I be doing a lot of movies. You know what I'm saying? Who you? What you do?
I do a lot of movies too.
Oh,
you
do
know,
you?
I
I ain't know.
I'm down with Focus Studios. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you
That's
just
home.
down?
That's my home.
She just down.
That's my home.
She downplaying us right now.
That's my home. That's my number
all
one.
right, all right.
My number one.
Talk about
but
us.
you know, I do movies. You got to run my IMDb's, baby.
Talk about us.
I got a lot of IMDb's.
So Dom, this is our introductory show of Flix Flex, right?
How about that?
So first things first, I want to thank y'all for rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Checking Flix Flex out and all that. Mm-hmm. Flix Flex is about, so there's something in the name, right? We came up with the name by throwing a bunch of things out there, like, well, what's the show about and all of that. And we had a conversation with ChatGPT, and he gave us some options, and we ended up, you know what I mean, picking something that we wanted to go with. So
we be flexing.
We be flexing on these flicks. You know what I'm saying? So this show, we gonna talk to y'all about a lot about the films that we make. Right. That's what the first episode is gonna be about. Us wrapping up Rent-A-Bae. Give it up for that. We just wrapped up Rent-A-Bae.
Teamwork.
You know what I'm saying? We just wrapped it up. But we also gonna talk about best practices.
Yes.
Worst practices. Cause y'all got some of them. We gonna talk about other people's movies.
Right.
We're gonna talk about our casts, our crews.
Do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts. All indie filmmaking things you are gonna find on Flix Flex. So
yeah.
Rent-A-Bae, Dom.
Rent-A-Bae.
How you feel about this?
Rent-A-Bae.
This production completed.
Completed another one. You know what? It was.
How many films we done did together, Dom?
We had Work-Bae 2.
You got Work-Bae 2.
We had Money Lovers.
We had
Our Girlfriend. Christmas Bae.
Rent-A-Bae. Damn, well, it seemed like it was more.
I feel like there was one more.
It's only 5? I feel like it was.
Might have been
it was 6.
I thought it was a 6th one.
I don't know. Christmas Bae, Rent-A-Bae, Money Lovers, Our Girlfriend, Work-Bae 2.
Yeah.
I guess it's 5. Yeah. So how do? Oh, because you wasn't on the documentary.
I wasn't on the documentary.
That's why documentary, Work-Bae, and Bae vs. Bae is what you wasn't on. Yep. But anyway, you was about to talk about Rent-A-Bae.
Yeah, so we just wrapped on Rent-A-Bae, which was super dope. And I gotta say, I feel like this is one of our funniest movies to date.
Oh, it's the funniest.
Yeah.
And Christmas Bae hilarious. I'm not taking nothing from Christmas Bae because we had a great time on that set. Mm-hmm. I think Christmas Bae's talent was more robust.
Yeah.
And Rent-A-Bae's was just hilarious.
It was hilarious.
Tata Sharice is hilarious.
But we gotta tell them what Rent-A-Bae is about, though.
Okay, go ahead. Talk your shit.
Tell them what Rent-A-Bae. Yo, the thing that I liked about Rent-A-Bae, because basically it's about an app that's created to rent a bae, which is crazy. Because
you made it real easy.
Yeah, you know it's in the title. But I feel like it was dope because the whole premise of being in situations where you feel as though you need to like have somebody there, but you don't have somebody. So it's like, let me just go on this app and let me get somebody to rent to
pick my attributes.
My attributes for my situation that I need. Let me hire somebody real quick, show up, pull up, highlight me a little bit. And then I feel like it was a dope concept.
Yeah. So that concept actually came from it happened to me in real life. So I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I write what really happens in my real life. I write about it. So I was dealing with a young lady, and we was off and on, and this was toward the point where we were off. She just hit me out the blue and was like, "Hey, can you come to Thanksgiving and act like you my boyfriend so my sisters and my mom can get off my back?" And I was like, "No, can't do that."
Not a no.
But enjoy your Thanksgiving. But no, that idea stayed with me. It stayed with me, and it's crazy because obviously we did Christmas Bae first,
right?
And Christmas Bae kind of tells the story of what would have happened if I would have went, and some shenanigans ensued. But then Rent-A-Bae was the concept of, damn, I wonder how many women are having this issue, and wouldn't it be like a dope thing if you could like create an app that solved this for women?
I love the concept Because me personally,
You would use it.
Hell
You would be
yeah, I'd
renting
run a Bae.
bays.
Yep. And it was like the different topics we covered in the film. I
Yeah.
think were really really hilarious. But I definitely I'm renting a Bae.
Yeah.
I'm like when I'm home and I can't like reach stuff high up or like do some like
Tall bae.
Yeah, it could be a tall bae. Get me a handy bae.
Little handy bae.
Definitely the joint stunting on my ex. Definitely was stunt on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's so many. I think women and men will appreciate this film because there's so many. Like this movie could have been 6 hours long. There's so many reasons why somebody might rent a bae on the male side and the female side. And I think we explored, a lot of them in the movie, as many as we could. Excuse me. But to your point, I might have to figure out the legalities. Like,
I feel like
in the real life, it would be a good app.
The app should exist. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
We gotta tap into that because I feel like it's a thing.
We might have to see what the software is going on.
I'll test it.
Really make a Rent-A-Bae. I don't know. You might be onto something. Might get a couple dollars. Because I already got the.
I'm gonna do research purposes too.
Yeah, already the concept for Rent-A-Bae 2 is already ready to go. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be fire. Let's talk a little bit about our cast that we had in this joint, man. I mentioned Tata.
Yeah, hilarious.
Tata Sharice is hilarious.
Tata was hilarious. Tata, we had Sarita, about Aisha Bag.
You gotta give last names. People don't know these people by first names, everybody. You just like, people name Sarita in this world. Sarita Osil, I think is how you pronounce it. Sarita Osil.
Y'all don't know Sarita?
Rayleigh Lewis.
Are
our leads in this film. And they just gelled from the start.
Oh my God, the chemistry was bomb.
This is one of them sets where everybody fell in love with each other. Some cases
it was
love. It's too much love. Some cases too much. That's too much. That's too much love.
They got together and got along very very well.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
It was fun. It was all in good fun. Not gonna put nobody business out there, it
was dope.
I think Tata Sharice is one of the next big stars, especially out of Philly, but in comedy, period.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
She just too funny. She too nice. She too good.
Natural. Like she's
a laugh a minute.
Yeah.
She's a laugh a minute. And then you got, when you talk about Sarita, you have just work ethic. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Just
super respected.
Easy to work with. She knew the whole script. She knew everybody's lines.
She do. She don't play.
She knew the whole script. And that's somebody who probably was on 10 projects this year and probably turned down another 10 after reading those scripts or whatever. So her work ethic just crazy. And then I would say shout out to Rayleigh because her growth from Work Bae 1 to Work Bae 2. From Work Bae 2 to Rent-A-Bae.
It was huge.
I didn't see that coming out of Rayleigh.
No, she definitely surprised me. She surprised me because I'm thinking like, okay, certain people, what they gave before and stuff, so you set your mind on how I'm going to direct them or whatever, and it was just like, you ain't got time.
Right. That was the dope part. She didn't need too much direction in some of those scenes. Like she was
delivering.
She was Megan. And I think that was a nod to A, their chemistry, and B, I think she peeps like, okay, Sarita really do this. And Tata is like effortlessly like stealing this show. Like if I don't step my shit up, I'm gonna be in the shadow. And she stepped it right up.
She did that.
Like I think we might have got the take 4 in this whole movie.
Yeah, we didn't do a lot of takes.
Like it was just one of them sets where like people were really on their shit.
And it wasn't, and then when we did take 4, it wasn't because it was anything like they might have done.
Yeah, we probably had it on take 2 or 3.
Yeah, it was kind of like, well, let's try something else. Or, this was a little soft. Let me just shoot it again for safety. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Yeah. What's your favorite part? What's your favorite scene or your favorite part or your funniest? Well, you got a favorite?
I don't want to say my favorite.
I mean, don't give it away.
That's what I'm saying. I can't
give it away in the behind the scenes way.
I can't give it away.
Or you know what? This the podcast. Like it's promo. Talk about it.
I can say it.
Say it.
It was the sexy. Tata sexy was my favorite. That show was hilarious.
Listen, man. I couldn't stop laughing. I was shaking the camera and everything.
That scene was hilarious. I just wasn't like, I knew it was something that was gonna be funny, but I really wasn't prepared to how funny it was going to be. Yes. And it was just from action to they just going. It's just like, what? Shout
out to Dejan Alford, that played her boyfriend in the movie. The funny part, what people don't know is like me like knowing that Tata had that scene in a movie. I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I know you got a funny homie who y'all got chemistry and you cool with and you wouldn't mind doing a sex scene with. And she gave me Dejan from the rip, you know what I mean? And he came in and he was hilarious and did what he had to do as Quan in the film. And their chemistry was just, we were laughing the entire night at the two of these people.
And you know how that. Speaking of nights, how many days did we do this movie in?
Oh, we the shit. We the shit. They ain't messing with us. Like we gonna even add in our pickup day because we got a day left.
All right, we'll add in the pickup day.
7 days.
7 days.
It's crazy.
That's wild.
That's crazy. That's kind of unheard of. It's becoming a Focus Studios thing.
But it's 7 days, but it's quality.
It's quality.
We did quality.
It's quality. We
had quality production. We had we're gonna have a quality film.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was. We didn't sacrifice nothing just because it was 7 days.
Right. And sacrifice is a good word because we'll talk about this on future episodes. But the thing about the way we're producing at Focus Studios is, what do you need to get the image on the screen?
Right.
The image that you're going for on the screen is always the most important thing. So we produce in a way that gives everything to getting that frame up, right? And feeding people, right? Those are my two non-negotiables. What needs to go on the screen, and can I feed people enough to make them happy?
You gotta feed people.
So that's priority at Focus Studios, and I bring those things up because a lot of times I see so much either fluff on sets, just meaning shit you ain't really need, and then I see so much I want to be on set happening.
Right.
Like if I can get the movie done in 6 days, right, without any haste, without cutting any scraps, that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
I don't just want to be on set for 10 days just to be like I'm working, I'm on set. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. I wrote the script in a way that was like, what do I have access to that will raise the production value? And then I passed it off to Dom, and Dom was like, I had 7 on the board, and we moved some things around, and Dom was like, I think we could do this in 6.
And the script led to that though. Like you can't do every
not at all
movie in 6-7 days. Like that's just not possible. Like Money Lovers, we couldn't have done
hell no.
in 6-7 days. It's just not possible.
15?
I think it was like 15,
16?
And we needed every bit of that 15, 16. Like, so it just depends on the script that you have, as far as you being able to execute it in a certain period of time. But I feel like we did it in 6 days. We didn't cut no corners with nothing. We kept the quality of our production and what we're building at Focus Studios was there. So I'm super proud of us knocking this movie out.
And shout out to our crew in that regard too, because our crew has grown with us now. I think most of our crew has been with us at least those same 5 movies that you count, and some of them a little longer with me at Focus Studios, like Joey. Joey been with me since my New Philly days, and Eb as well. And I think shout out to Stacy, the addition of Stacy.
Stacy.
I think our crew is now starting to gel in a way that's like, you know, certain people can pick up what other people are putting down and vice versa.
Yeah.
And now we have this nucleus of folks that have been around. And I think that causes you to be able to have confidence enough to say we can do something in 6 because of the speed that our crew is able to work at.
Yeah.
Like we had so many of these frames set up and ready to go before cast was even in, you know what I mean, to do our blocking.
And I think our crew is like-minded.
Mm-hmm.
We're all like-minded as far as how we work, what we want out of work, that we all just kind of come together and we hustle, we get it done with the level of expertise and professionalism. We complement each other in that manner.
Yes, I would
and
agree.
I feel like because we all have that mind that's the same as how we look at how we want things done. That's how we get it done.
Yeah, I would agree. If I had to, because that's my favorite scene too. I would say I would steal a combination of all of the scenes that we did in Atlantic City, with the exception of the courthouse, all of the ones that we did at AC1 Studios, because I think we got some really beautiful frames there.
Yeah.
I think we like as a whole.
Shout out to AC1 Studios.
Yes, shout out to y'all. And that's like, it's tough to take that trip with a whole crew and a cast and take them, to another state. It's only in Atlantic City, New Jersey, but still tough getting people that far. And we had people come out and support us in that regard. And there's so much in that building that, I kind of, when having a script where you got to go on so many dates and all of that, they got so many restaurants and all these type of things laid out that are nice, that raise the production value.
Oh, absolutely.
It was a no-brainer to go out there. And then the frames that we got at the barbecue scene, they were
beautiful.
They were perfect. We had the right lighting, and the lighting was the sun. So I literally just used a huge 10 by 10 scrim and blocked out, but also used the sun as our light and diffused it with this huge soft scrim. And the way the sun hit our talent through that, and then the background colors of fall.
The fall colors are nice.
Crazy.
We had some really beautiful frames in this thing, and I can't even say like what was my favorite because there was a lot of them.
Right,
like there was a lot of them. I'm like, oh, that was beautiful, and it's like a lot of the colors, the wardrobe colors with the background colors, like everything was just the way everything was lit and stuff, and like it was all beautiful.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say I don't like is the courtroom.
I was about to say the courtroom is the only one, but that was hard because it was just the colors of the courtroom. Like they just weren't appealing at all, and there would be no way to light it to make it more appealing. It just was ugh.
It was ugh.
And
I mean, the way to light it would have been everything overhead, and you would have needed so much lighting overhead so that you could have killed the lighting that they had and then gave some color to those walls, and like that it was just perfect location, terrible lighting and colors that already existed, because now every bounce is green and yellow because it's just wood. It's wood paneling everywhere.
And it's that yellowish, lightish wood color
And then on top of that, we didn't have a full courtroom.
Right.
That one's going to be, I'll say, a fun editing. That was going to be fun
trying to just make it
editing that joint, because I have to. Then the other thing that I wish we would have had Denise, who was Leah, that played the assistant Denise in that scene,
right?
So that Tiffany, who plays Kendra, wasn't by herself.
Right.
I think her having some interaction with somebody would have made
nice
sense.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things too that we're going to talk about on Flix Flex is we're going to be honest and we're going to be transparent about mistakes that we made.
Right.
Right. A lot of y'all are familiar with the grades that I put out during our production, where I say, you know, what did we get this production day? What did we get that production day? And what I'm doing is I'm not only holding our cast and crew accountable, but some of it is also for myself, because I want to make sure that the pain that I feel on set when I drop a ball or some of my cast or my crew drops a ball, I want that if you really love this shit, you never want to feel that pain again, right? You never want, like, I don't call people out by name. I would never do that. But I'm sure some people read the grade and they know that was on them. And I only lead how I perform, right? That's the only way I know. I can't become somebody else. So the way I perform is I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
Yeah, no.
You feel what I'm saying? So I think within the grades, the lesson there is, you know, let's try and get an A+ every day. You know, I'm looking forward to a day where the only things that go wrong on set are the things that were out of our control.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we've had like some great experiences on set. And we put out some great projects that people would never know we had. The Dookie Ghost, for example, or Work Bay 2, like crew member after crew member and cast member getting taken out by a stomach virus. But y'all wouldn't know that when you see the movie.
Stuff like that is always going to happen, and we just have to go with it. But the grades I look forward to the grades because it's all in the name of growth.
Yes.
And I feel like we all are on board with the grades because we all want to grow. Like our first movie, our second movie, like every movie, you should see growth in it. And if you're not, then I feel like that's a problem.
Yes, that's a fact. While we on the topic of grades and we talking about Rent-A-Bae, let's give them some bad if we can find some bad. What was a moment on Rent-A-Bae, if you could change or take back, you would, or do different? Besides the damn courtroom in LA.
Outside the courtroom. What I would do different? One scene I would do different would be the family meetup scene.
The family meetup scene.
With Cheyenne.
Why? To do tell.
I feel like I would do that a little different. It was just
the inside or the outside or both?
No, not the outside, the inside. Because it was like the location with not having a table.
Not having a table, yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of was like, So we kind of had to work around that. So not having a table, to me, I'm like, man, it kind of changed the dynamic of that scene in a way.
That location ended up in us getting a poor grade, or I should say a less than favorable grade for that particular scene, because we were supposed to have that dressed. Number one. But I do think not being prepared to have it dressed lean more in our favor for there not to be a dining room table at that location.
Right.
Because then we would have just had a butt-naked table.
That's true. A butt-naked table.
So it kind of worked in our favor.
I wouldn't say this would give us a bad grade or anything, but like the AC1 studio location, huge.
Oh yeah, that was
like
that
you
was
gotta
good.
like
We could have prepared better for it.
Yeah, I feel like there could have been something that we could have done just to prepare better for that. Because if you're talking, it's the size of a mall.
Yeah,
like it's a mall.
It is a mall.
It's a mall. So what is it? 4 stories? 4-story mall. So
and we were shooting all
over it. So as far as getting talent to and from, getting the equipment. Yeah. From space to space to space was a lot.
You got your steps in those days.
What? My watch was like, goals meet. Goals overachieve. Goals, I was like, ding, 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 ding.
You got your steps in. Mine would be, there was a lesson we learned on this project, which was when you lock in a location, look around that location and figure out what's going on that day that you plan to shoot. So I caused us to get a lower grade one day because I was late to set. Yes, me, the damn director, was late to set. And I don't make excuses, so it still affected our grade because sometimes people, there was a bike race in Center City, right? and this is the way I work. I don't expect everybody to work this way, but sometimes people can be like, well, it was a bike race. What am I supposed to do? Da, 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 da. But a bike race is scheduled for months, at least, if not years, right? And there's probably a rain date and all of that. So if we were pre-proing like we supposed to, right? Lesson learned on this film. We should have looked at, okay, you're going to be in Center City. Let's double check and see what's planned for Center City.
Right.
We right across the street from Love Park. That's a spot where a lot of events and things happen. Let's see what's happening at Love Park that day. Let's just do a Google search. It's simple. And check the date and see what's going on.
At least we were there before the portal opened.
Yeah, that too. But I could have done better at knowing that and leaving even earlier, because the crazy part is I did leave earlier because I knew the bike race, but I got off at the wrong exit. I should have waited one more exit and I could have got off and been right where I needed to be. Most people made it on time, but here I go being like 15, 20 minutes late. And that's unacceptable. Right. But the lesson that we learned in it was figure out what's going on in and around your locations once you get them scheduled, so that you can prepare your cast, your crew, your set for anything that you might be going on. Who knows? It could have been a parade or anything going on, and we wouldn't have had good audio because we've been fighting that all day. Right. So we learned that lesson, man. Anything else before we wrap up on Rent-A-Bae, man, that we want to let the people know?
It's just super hilarious. I really can't wait till it comes out and everybody sees it. It is technically the prequel.
It is the prequel
to Christmas Bae. So that's going to be interesting to try to drop a little of that in there on Christmas Bae. When hope y'all got y'all tickets for that, because if y'all didn't,
they better.
Wow.
They better.
And it was just super fun. It was super fun. It's a super fun film, and I feel like a lot of people are going to enjoy it. They're going to like it. The acting was phenomenal. It's going to look phenomenal. So I'm just super excited. I can't wait for it to come out.
I'm looking forward to Rent-A-Bae as well. And on the topic that Dom just broached, get your tickets for Christmas Bae. All right, the link is in my bio.
It's in my bio.
It's in Dom's bio too. So we are showing it in Philadelphia. We are showing it in St. Louis and Atlanta. Hey. So there's different dates. There's different links. But wherever you are or wherever you want to come to, grab your tickets. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to keep feeding y'all the information that is about the Betrix, right? Betrix. So Rent-A-Bae is installment 4 in what's going to end up being a 10-film universe that we're calling the Betrix. So you have Work Bae that's already out. You have Work Bae 2. You have Christmas Bae that's premiering this holiday season. It's not going to stream until next holiday season, so more reason to get your ticket and watch it with us this holiday.
Be a year behind,
right? You'll be a year behind, and by then something else going to hit the Betrix. You know what I'm saying? So, in lead up to that, check out Work Bae, check out Work Bae 2, then watch Christmas Bae. No, you don't have to watch them to understand what's going on, but it makes the story better because now you're familiar with the characters and what's going on. You're part of the team.
You're part of the crew. Right. You know what I mean? The fan base. Yeah. You don't know what's going on.
Dig into the Betrix. You know what I'm saying? And then probably summertime, we looking forward to the release of Rent-A-Bae. So that's our time on Flix Flex.
Flix Flex. You can find me at Dominique.Janelle on any social media platform.
That'd be her. And I'm Kyree Terrell on all your social media platforms, man. We'll see y'all next time.